Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Grumpy Old Gamers podcast. You can't teach an old gamer new tricks. This is episode number 18, and with me, as always, is my good friend Rob.
Hi, folks.
And I'm Ryan.
It's true.
Forgot that I did not introduce myself, but should be known by now. So, how's it going, Rob?
Going all right, sir. How you doing?
It is cold.
It's very cold.
It is a cold, cold day in Edmonton. I'm going to look at the weather app here quick. And I know this makes for a great podcast.
Yeah, I'm glad you waited until we started recording for this.
I meant to do this before, but...
Hey, Siri, phone Abu Dhabi. Oh.
What kind of businesses are you looking for?
Well, that backfired.
That backfires, yeah.
It is minus 25 with a wind chill of minus 36.
Pretty cold.
It is cold. But, you know, we're inside, we're warm. I went out for a little bit today and instantly regretted it. Yeah.
Yep. It's cold like an Activision president's heart. That's a timely video game reference right there.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
That's...
Do we have any housekeeping? We'll just remind everyone that we have posted the poll for the Worst Game Ever Part 2. And, we've got some votes going on in there. And I think as of today, right now, I think Shaq Fu is winning.
Neat.
No, Friday the 13th.
Neater.
Friday the 13th is winning right now.
I think
NES.
Anyone who's listening, you should vote for a game like Super Mario Odyssey, because Ryan and I both hate that. We hate that game.
Oh,
we don't want to play it. It's dumb.
That game is just dumb.
Yes, please don't make us play that instead of Friday the 13th. We would hate that.
Yep.
Cricket. Do you have that game? If that does win?
I might actually. Yeah.
Okay. We might have to buy that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it's $4. I think it'll probably be okay.
Yeah. It's just a small investment for the fun of our fans. That's for sure.
Yes, very much so.
Well, should we just hop right into news?
Go right into the news.
So something I know that I messaged you about this immediately. And I could sense the excitement through Messenger about this. They're adding Squirrel Girl to Contest of Champions.
Yes, I've joked about that so many times. It's Contest of Champions, for anyone who doesn't play a lot of mobile games, I guess, or didn't know. It's a freemium mobile game for iOS, Android, Windows Mobile. No, it's not a thing. They don't do it anymore. And you, it's basically a stupid little pseudo fighting game that Ryan and I both spent way too much time on a few years ago.
Yeah, when it first came out there. Ugh.
And I've always joked that the most powerful and best Marvel superhero is not Marvel. Sorry, that'd be DC.
No, she's Marvel.
She's Marvel. Okay.
Yeah.
Was Squirrel Girl. Took down Thanos. She's taken down Dr. Doom.
Yeah. And I mean, there's a lot of people who think that they just use her for the novelty of it, but
strongest superhero.
So now, if you're playing Contest of Champions still, and you get Squirrel Girl, do you just win?
You just win.
It's
over. Yeah.
Okay.
Squirrel comes flying off the screen, just punches Thanos in the face, and it's over.
Awesome.
End game.
Oh.
That's another timely popular cultural reference.
I see what you did.
2 in 1 episode. And we're only like 10 minutes in.
You are on fire today, Rob. You are on fire.
Yeah. So it's not really a real news story, but it makes Ryan and I chuckle, and that's really the whole reason we do this show. So
pretty much.
Yeah.
Moving right along, Kotaku. I got it this week.
You did? Yeah. Easy for you to say.
Trying to say. I sat at home last week practicing how to say Kotaku. Just Kotaku. They released their top 25 handhelds of all time list.
Yeah.
I kind of sense a bias in this list.
They could have just released their top 10 Nintendo handhelds, or their
Yeah,
favorite ones, or their favorite Nintendo ones that they owned as a kid, because that may as well have been what the list was.
yeah. The top 10 is all Nintendo.
Yeah, there haven't
So,
been any revolutionary handhelds other than Nintendo devices in the last 25 years.
so someone who owns
Oh,
one.
crap. Sorry. Had a little something stuck in my throat.
So someone who owns one, would you have put the Vita at 19 over over the PSP in 11th spot?
Oof. See, it depends what kind of list it is. And what they've done is they've kind of goofed themselves over by saying the 25 best.
Mm,
What they could have called it is the 25 most influential or 25
mm,
most. But, I mean, power-wise, yeah, the Vita should be number one here, maybe next to the Switch Lite.
okay.
Because the Vita is a much more powerful piece of hardware than the 3DS. Did it do anywhere near as well? No. Did it have the support? Not even close. So the
Yeah.
games, but as far as the best, the Vita should be number two behind the Switch Lite, in my opinion,
Okay.
for what it could do. But if it's for the most influential or the most, the biggest influence, I'd say the PSP has to go on. Should have been in the top 10, honestly.
Yeah.
Because they sold 1 trillion of them. There were 3 different models.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't break the top 10.
Yeah,
It came in at number 11. And then the rest of them were all Nintendo. Nintendo's in the top 10 here.
I would have taken any of them over the DSi. I don't know why the DSi is on there over anything, but
Yeah.
this guy really likes his Nintendo, so yeah, good for him.
Yeah, it yeah, and I mean having the model numbers of and I know they're pretty revolutionary of the Game Boy Advances there.
Yep.
I mean, you could have saved yourself 4 spots on this list and just
Yep.
put them all into one.
It felt like he needed to fill 25 spots, right? Because
Yeah.
he realized when he's making a 25 best that there may have only been about 20 of them. You know, unless you start going to like a flippin' Wonder Swan or Tiger Direct games or, something like that.
And then,
But,
like then something like the Superboy isn't even on there.
that's a good point, right? Nothing from Hyperkin or what's the other one makes those. It's gone.
Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's cold out. Did we mention it's cold out?
It's cold, yes. I mean, I have no problem. Like, just for anyone who hasn't seen the list, DS Lite was number one, the Nintendo DS Lite.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, Advance, I think, might have been number two, like the Advance 101. Was that right?
Yeah. Yep.
Which I don't have a problem with the Advance. Absolutely, the Advance was revolutionary.
And I mean, in model numbers, the 101, the one AGS 100 to the 101 is night and day.
Yep.
Like,
yep.
You got the backlighting and you got the way better screen and all that stuff. But,
I'd say the 101 is definitely the best Advance by a long shot.
Yeah. I mean, the micro made it into the top 10. It was a novelty.
It was a novelty. Exactly. It was cool, but it didn't do anything different than the 101, and it was too small to actually hold with big boy hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But whatever. That people are allowed to have their opinions, even if they're really, 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 really wrong. And that's fair. That's fair.
Dumb, Rob.
They're just dumb. Just so dumb.
All right, moving right along.
Sure.
Pokemon, or Nintendo had a Pokemon Direct on the 9th of this past week. I'm gonna hold some of the news of this for for the weekly Grump. We'll have a whole grumpy section about this because.
Okay.
But they announced a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, which I thought was kind of interesting. I've never heard of it before.
Mhm.
but it's a turn-based like dungeon crawler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So where you pick your Pokemon and you go battle other Pokemon in these dungeons and rescue other Pokemon, and then you can go take on other dungeons with these Pokemon you've rescued.
Okay. Okay. Would it be like a roguelike then, or?
Yeah,
Oh, all right.
yeah. So I think it was out on the actually talking about the portable stuff. It was a GBA game, Game Boy Advance game.
Oh, so this is a port of an existing game.
Well, a remake.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah. But yeah, like I said, I'll talk about the other stuff in our weekly grump because yeah. Um, so moving right along.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Moving right along. So at first Hyperkin announced this week the Retron Junior,
Mm-hmm.
which is this little cube
Yeah.
that you can play your Game Boy Advance, and Game Boy Color games on a TV, like a modern TV. It'll upscale the graphics and everything. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I was actually like, at first I was like, hey, this is awesome. Like that'd be a cool thing to do. And
Mm-hmm.
then that was the first reaction. Then I'm like, wait a second. I can do that on my Retron 5 already.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just them separating it out,
Yeah.
which they have a habit of doing because if you go look at their catalog, they actually have they have these retro devices that just play Super Nintendo or just play
Yeah.
NES, or they just separate out the single ones for the people who just want the single
Yeah.
experience.
It'll depend what they price this at, right? Because I guess the Retron 5 is still close to $200, and
Yeah.
there are a couple of things I noticed reading this 5 minutes before we started that make this interesting compared to, say, the Retron 5, because we both have a Retron 5 and both
Yeah.
love it. It's a love-hate relationship because sometimes the Retron 5 is,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Dumb. It's just dumb, Rob.
yeah, that's right. But something this thing does have, it's powered by USB-C, which is kind of cool. It doesn't have its own little power brick, so that's a neat little feature.
Yeah.
You can go out with CRT connections, like baseband connections, if you want to have it more like that 4-4-3 kind of experience with it, which is cool.
Yeah, yeah.
No problem with having that if it's still got the HDMI. Like, it's neat it has that. What was the other thing here? There's one big thing. Oh, the controllers are cool. The Bluetooth controller for this thing is a whole lot nicer than the Retron 5 Bluetooth controller. I don't think either of us have used that more than once since we got it.
Yeah, when you make your joystick a literal analog joystick,
Yeah,
like
man, it's a clicky piece of
it's a
garbage.
clicky. It's horrible. I don't even, actually I don't even know where mine is, to tell you the truth. I buried that thing as quickly as I could.
It's also got a headphone jack on the front, which is neat. They don't have that on the Retron 5, I don't think. They might have it on the controller. No. Yeah.
No, maybe on the controller, but yeah, not on
which
the actual.
No one uses. And is they going to have a Game Boy Link port connector on there?
Yes,
that's pretty cool.
That is, actually.
So if I got a Retron Junior and you got a Retron Junior, we could link our Retron Juniors together.
Mm-hmm.
Just like there were a couple of Game Boys, yeah.
And play some Tetris. Some sweet
exactly
versus Tetris.
Or anything from the Advanced library, right? Like this plays Advanced as well.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. If it's priced right, this might be a very neat little niche device, right?
Totally right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I never looked into those games too much, like the Link games, because in my group of friends, I was always the one that I had it, and that was it, right? Yeah. Like nobody else. I didn't know anybody else at the time who did.
Well, when we get to it, I've got the Link cable. I still have one, so
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what they come in at, and maybe maybe that could be a video we could record for everyone.
There you go. There you go. Content.
Content. All right. Well, yeah, CES was happening this weekend, or the
Yeah, sure it
past
was.
weekend.
Yep.
um, did you hear something else out of there, or?
No, I'm just
Oh,
looking at your next topic here, and it's like, yeah,
the Alienware.
yeah.
Yeah, they unveiled their UFO concept, and yeah, it's a Switch, but a way more powerful Switch. Um, it
Is
literally,
it though?
I think it is. I like.
I'm getting reading the story here from GameSpot. I don't know if that's the one you linked or not.
Mm,
It's a Windows 10 PC, and it's got a 10th generation processor, so it should be a lot faster than the Switch.
mm-hmm.
But on the demos they were running at CES, the games are running at 720p.
Ooh,
Now, why? What? This thing
right,
should
right.
blow the Switch out of the water. So that's interesting. I'm curious to see what it actually comes out at spec wise. They didn't really say a lot about it, but I mean, it should. A 10th gen Intel should destroy the Tegra 2 or whatever the Switch has.
It should, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if you saw the picture of the like. So they had the controller, and basically
Yeah.
you could take their versions of the Joy Cons off and
Yep.
attach it to a central piece, and then you had a controller. Yeah.
It is funny. If I was Nintendo, I would be talking to my lawyers right now and just saying, how close is this to our intellectual property? Because they weren't even really trying to hide it. It looks cool. The other thing as well is going to be, having something like this is a very cool idea.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Alienware, right? So how much is it going to cost?
Oh, I can tell you actually.
Is there a price on it?
No, but it's going to be 5 times more than it's actually because it has that Alienware brand on it.
Right. Yes, you bet. But now that it's a Dell product, you can also pay monthly for it for 10 years if you really want.
For the low price of way too much.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Also at CES, Sony unveiled their revolutionary PS5 logo.
Yep.
I was shocked.
I can appreciate what they're doing.
Yeah, I can. I'm just
no one's ever going to be like, I wonder if the 4 is better than the 5.
Yeah.
Well, it's 5's a bigger number. That's the way PlayStation rolls. It's not like, well, if you got an Xbox Series X, is it better than an Xbox X or an Xbox S? Or what about the 360? Is the 360 better than the One or the original or the?
Yeah, you forgot it's the One X.
Right. Yeah, the 1X or the X. It's like they had no other letters they could have used in the alphabet. Yeah. It's like X. It's like in the CFL, our football league here, where for the longest time we had 8 teams total, and 2 of them were named the Rough Riders.
Yeah.
Because there were no other names.
No.
I mean, it's Rough Riders or...
We're the Rough Riders. No.
Well, let's pick Rough Riders too. Yeah, we'll both be Rough Riders.
When they played against each other, it made things interesting. That's for sure.
Rough Riders have caught the ball.
Yeah. All right. Well, the last thing I think we're going to talk about is this little rumor that popped up about the Series X. We're making fun of it right now anyways, but that they're talking about offering a Windows mode, which would enable you to access the Steam and Epic Game stores off your Series X.
It's pretty amazing.
I know they're looking for any sort of advantages they can have over the PS5, and that would be huge.
Yep, absolutely. You'd have a computer at your TV.
Yeah.
That you don't have to stream something from your computer.
Like how many? I mean, my computer gamepad is a 360 controller, like a USB, so already all these games are set up to use these controllers. largely, right?
Yep.
And I know the Xbox One S, or it might be just the one in general, but it fully supports mice and keyboard.
Yep. Yep, they're basically running the same operating system, and they're just competing themselves with themselves, right? So
Yeah.
why not have both, right? I mean, take advantage of the fact that Epic gives away 2 games every week and all the different sales. Like computing games are some of the best sales out there when they have the sales.
Oh, yeah.
Like that would be great if you.
Like a humble bundle.
Yep.
Like $20 and you'd get like 17 games. Like.
Yep. Yeah. No, it's a pretty cool idea. It'd be interesting to see who reported that. Was that
Games
who reported
Radar.
that rumor?
The article I saw was Games Radar.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, if it's a viable rumor, that could be huge for them.
Yep, absolutely.
Super huge.
Super huge.
Super huge.
So big.
You're making it hard to not make a "That's what she said" joke, Rob.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. Well, I think that's all we got for news. Now that we've got our PG-13 rating out of the way. And, yeah. So, what you been playing, Rob? Huh?
Well, more Beat Saber.
Just
because it's a fun game. So fun. You gotta pick it up. Like it's you feel like such a badass when you're playing it, and it's like I'm only in the hard levels, and there's like extreme, and then there's a lot of content, and it feels so good. You're a Jedi. You're swinging lightsabers. But you're doing it to Green Day songs.
awesome.
Yeah. But other than that, like in an actual, not related to the thing I've been playing for 3 straight weeks, I'm working my way through the Shantae series. I was inspired by some Switch and Wii U sales. Yes, Wii U. And I've been playing. I'm playing my way through the series there, starting with the Game Boy Color game on 3DS, which is actually a fantastic game. Picked up for $5. 3DS still has a store. It's still accessible, and it's playing great. So I'm going to work my way through that, and yeah,
awesome.
Yeah,
that's
it's a great game if you ever want to give it a try. It's a Metroidvania type of game. You're this half genie, and you go on adventures.
Now, is that whatever all their titles are? Like,
as far as I know, all the main series one. They may have a couple of spin-off ones like Mario Pinball kind of games, like
right.
where it's like it's in the series, but it's not really story or canon.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I'm going to be doing that. What about you, fella? What do you No Man's Skying?
Well, yeah, I've just stopped putting it on the list. You can just rate, probably for a while yet assume I've played a bunch of No Man's Sky during the week. But I decided to try to take a little break and try something a little different. I am also working through Luigi's Mansion 3 still, and that's so much fun. Like,
no, right on.
Yeah, I still want to complain about the flashlight control in the game. It's a little wonky, but everything else is great. I decided to take advantage of Game Pass, and I've always wanted to try out The Division. And
okay.
Yeah, and I haven't, like, full disclosure, I haven't played a Tom Clancy game since Splinter Cell on the GameCube.
Okay.
Like, I don't know why. Like, they look interesting. Like, all the whole titles that fall under his, under his name there. Like, but yeah. So this is Division 1, not 2. So that's the one that's on Game Pass, and like I got in there, made my character, and did a couple of the first missions, but I'm already at kind of a roadblock because um, to kind of continue the story, you have to play multiplayer missions.
Oh,
Yeah,
are
you
the
can't.
servers still up?
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Okay.
I tried joining, and we needed four, and one other person joined, and then we got two like computer ones in there, so I guess that's okay. But they dumb Rob. They really dumb. The PC,
Okay.
the NPC ones. Whew.
Mm-hmm.
And the other person who joined, they dumb too, Rob. they I don't even like they were just like I don't know if they were trolling me or what, but they were not helping. Um, it's kind of sad though because there's some really cool stuff in there,
Okay.
like
Yeah.
just the UI and um, something I thought would be annoying, but it's a third person game,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of right beside your character at all times is a screen showing like your health and ammo and whatnot, but it stays like square to your shoulder the entire time. So when you
Okay.
turn your character, it changes perspective too. Like I don't know, little things like that I like it's just cool. Like
Sure. Yeah.
and it's a shooter, and it seems like a very Ubisoft game. Like just very in their style, but I'll give it another try and see if I can have a little better luck with that server.
Mm-hmm.
But um, like as of right now, like the Division 1 is like a 75, but it intrigues me enough to want to try Division 2. So
Sure.
also, I finally, after weeks of having it, I tried out Stadia,
Woo.
logged in, and played a little Destiny 2. Put about an hour into that,
Mm-hmm.
and it's impressive. It really is. Like like
Yeah. Under the right circumstances, it's very impressive.
it runs great.
Mm-hmm.
I even played a little Samurai Showdown,
Yeah. Yeah.
which it's a fighting game. Like
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, great. Like both great experiences, and it's super cool to be able to just click and you're in.
Yep. It is. I hope they're around long enough to kind of make a go of it. I
Yeah,
mean, they've launched like 3 more games since they launched in November.
yeah. At this rate, like the amount that they're giving away two free every month, and like
They're going to be out of games
yeah,
really
they're going to be
soon.
out of games real fast. But it's impressive. I haven't tried it on my phone yet. Like
You're not
um,
going to be able to.
no, that's not
Pixels right now, and that's it.
oh, okay.
Yeah. If you go to your iPhone and try it, it'll say something like needing to log in from a certain phone or whatever. It won't let you actually do it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Supposedly, that's all coming.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good. Then I didn't go through the trouble of pairing
Yep.
a controller to my phone or anything. um okay. So yeah, I think that's all I've been playing. Oh, just in the what we've been playing, I want to mention there is a huge sale on the Nintendo shop right now, and I think that's probably what kind of uh, drove you towards Shantae there, right?
Yep.
Like,
Yeah, I
yeah,
picked up a couple of those.
whew.
Yep.
Yeah, I picked up a couple games too that I've been had my eye on and had on my wish list for quite some time. And also, the real big deal about it is there's a lot of um, first party Nintendo.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
Like,
Some of the launch games are finally below $80.
yeah, they're like 55, I think.
Yeah.
Which that's great. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I meant to go back and see if Mario Maker was in there because that might be
Right. Yeah. You bet. You
finally
bet.
time to pull the trigger on that at that price. But
I was reading someone say that there's like 99 games right now under $1.
yeah,
Now, I
I
mean,
can
they're
believe it.
all those games, but
Yeah.
it's kind of getting a glut of under $1 games.
Well, also that gives me a chance to mention that I've been purchasing many of those games that show up for under $1, and I haven't been working through them as quickly as I'd like. But I did finally post last night another 15 minutes with review
Yep,
of
yep, saw
of a
that.
game, and so head over to the grumpyoldgamers.com to check that out.
Do it.
Yeah. All right. If that's all you've played, that's all I've played, Rob.
Yeah, no, just been goofing around with Linux servers and taking courses, and so haven't played a lot of many of the video games, but
Gotcha.
yeah.
Well, we ran a poll there over a week because I posted it so late. I mentioned that with the show last week. And the question was, what games are you looking forward to in 2020? A couple got added, and but I don't think there's any surprise in the number one game that people are looking forward to.
Yeah, what was it?
Cyberpunk 2077. Yep. A lot of people are looking forward to this game.
Yep, yep. Probably the simulated sex scenes, right? That's what everyone's excited about.
That's what I've heard. I've heard that's what, yeah. No, I think it's just the fact that Witcher 3 was such a great game.
Oh, yeah, yeah. No,
So that's, I don't know, like, that kind of, so I don't know if you've watched any footage of Cyberpunk, but it's a first-person game.
mm-hmm.
And, Witcher 3 is a third-person game.
Yep.
So I'm just wondering if, like, the hype people are building up in their minds, because I mean,
we'll do it first person.
yeah, like
Same game.
I mean, first-person games have a few more restrictions over third-person. Like,
yeah, two different people.
Perspectives.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want a game in second person someday. I had to look it up, actually. Do you know what second person is?
No, what would the second person be?
If we were telling a story,
okay,
and you were telling a story from my perspective, that would be second person.
If I was telling a story from your perspective.
Yeah, third person's from outside.
Yeah.
First person's your personal.
Yeah.
Second is someone else in the story who's not the hero or the protagonist.
So like a bard? Like a bard singing.
Yeah, that would be a second person because he's
is that why it's a second-hand account?
Yeah, that's what it is. If someone who was there but was not the protagonist talking about someone else, so it'd make for a very boring video game.
Right.
Because it would be you watching me do cool stuff as I'm doing the Matrix and flipping over. But you wouldn't be controlling me. You'd just be watching through you. That would be second person.
Excellent.
Yeah. Never happened. Yeah.
No.
I was just noticing, too, looking at the poll, that an equal amount of people are excited about Halo Infinite.
Yeah, I was going to mention that.
Which is weird to me. I don't know. Like, is Halo not kind of like finally beating the last little bit of blood out of that stone? Like,
that's the promises that have been made about Infinite.
Mm-hmm.
In any news I've read, that it's going to be revolutionary. We'll have to see.
Okay, yeah, we'll see.
And rounding out the top three there was Marvel's Avengers.
Yeah, which is interesting to me as well, because that's another game where it's kind of like I really want to see. I want to see what it looks like. Yeah,
pretty polarizing. But
it's Trump.
Yeah. It's an RPG with known superheroes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, we'll see.
Want to play it, but I don't know if it's going to be dumb.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got? Yes.
This is all you. I'm just going to sit back and listen to this.
We're going to... So, as promised, we're moving on into the Grump of the Week. And So with the Nintendo's Pokemon Direct this week, they announced some stuff for Pokemon Sword and Shield. Now, if you've been listening to us, you already know how I kind of feel about that. And, I brought Rob, I think, over to my team that, bad enough you've had to buy these two games to get, 25% difference between each game. But now they're launching a season pass for it, which people are actually excited about because I guess what they usually do, Rob, is a year after they release like one of these, is they release another version of it with more Pokemon in it, but charge full price for the game. So people are actually excited that this season pass is only, I think it's $30 American.
Okay.
But the part that people are like I don't know if it's excited or like not getting mad about that they're bringing in like 200 more Pokemon that were like missed that first time around with these expansions.
Yeah.
So, but
kind of smack like they just weren't ready to launch the game when it launched, and now the DLC is going to have all those missing Poke guys.
But also, Rob, you don't just buy one.
Oh, is there two?
No, well, if you have Sword and Shield,
yep,
you've got to buy the separate DLC for each one. So not only have you bought the game twice, but you've got to drop 2 more DLCs on it. Oh man, like I don't know why people aren't madder about this. But it's just because it's what they've always done.
Yep.
How it's always been.
Yep.
I feel like my blood pressure got a little high there.
I feel for you.
But that's making me grumpy, Rob. Like,
nope, fair enough.
I mean, I guess it's good news that they didn't release a whole new game. Because people are saying that the advantage of the way they're doing it now is the Pokemon you've caught in these games you can actually use in the DLC instead of having to buy these new games and start over. I don't know, man. I'm just someone looking on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
And maybe if I actually got into it, maybe it wouldn't make me so grumpy, but
you'd get more Poke excited.
Yeah.
Poke excited?
Poke excited? So mentioning that, something that actually I laughed out loud at yesterday. I guess someone dubbed the whole controversy of all the Pokemon that weren't going to be included. I guess someone dubbed it the Dexit, which made me laugh because it's like it's the Pokédex, right?
Yep.
Collection
you
of
bet.
Pokemon. Yeah. I actually laughed out loud at that yesterday.
Yeah.
The Dexit controversy.
Right. It's topical because the Alberta party Wexit, the Wexit party is now allowed to be a federal party if they want. They can have federal candidates. They totally can. That's a thing they can do now.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. And I'm not to state how I feel about that politically, although I mean the fact I'm laughing is probably a good indication of how I actually feel. But think about, for anyone who does think it's a good idea, think about how Albertans have been talking about the Bloc Québécois for years. And all they want to do is leave Canada. And then just carry on with that. Yeah. So now that I've offended everybody, let's carry on with stay in your lane, Grumps.
Yeah.
I can't call us Grumps. Sorry.
No
offense to the Game Grumps who have roughly 25 million more viewers than we do.
Right.
I don't think anyone's confused and thinks, oh,
no,
that doesn't look like Aaron and Dan. Oh. He's really let themselves go. Yeah.
Well, I think I got that off my chest, Rob.
Yeah. I hope you feel better, guy.
Yeah, I do. Well, that's it for me. Unless you got anything else.
Nope, that's it. Quiet week.
Well, we'll just remind everyone, come and vote on the poll, please, for the worst game ever. If you follow us on Facebook there, we're going to be posting about it all week. I think we're going to go roughly till the end of the month, maybe?
Sure. The longer the better.
Yeah. I don't know. There's some, like, yeah, that could be a whole other grump about Facebook. And because, like, on the Facebook page, I get reports of how many people our posts reach, and it's like, it seems like it takes a few days for momentum to build up or something on these posts. So,
and remember, we hate Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah.
Worst game ever. Please vote.
Please vote. Yeah. You know what? If you want to see us tortured, Little Odyssey.
Little Odyssey. Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah. Ugh.
Do you think they're buying it?
I don't think they're buying it, Rob.
I don't think they're buying it.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah. Check out the poll, and as always, you can check us out at our website, thegrumpyoldgamers.com, or look us up on Facebook, the Grumpy Old Gamers. And yeah, we've got a YouTube channel too. Hopefully that's where you're watching this. So, all right. If you're in Alberta, stay warm.
Right.
Otherwise,
if you're anywhere else, screw you.
Yeah.
I mean, no. That's not what we meant at all.
No, that's what Rob meant. I didn't mean that.
Especially you Nunavutians.
Yeah.
They're not watching.
They're not watching.
No. But if you are, hi there.
Yeah. And I'm impressed that you have internet in your igloo. All right. And we'll just leave it there. All right. Good night, everyone.
All right. Good night, everyone. Bye.